Our final game this episode is the first appearance of what would become a major franchise for Sega. The original Golden Axe hit arcades earlier in 1989 and was the brainchild of Makoto Uchida, who was previously responsible for Altered Beast. In fact, if you pay attention, you'll hear a few shared sound effects between the two games, not to mention a cameo appearance by one of the creatures featured in Altered Beast. Up to 2 players choose from one of 3 different warriors: the broadsword-wielding Axe Battler, the dwarf Gilius Thunderhead, or the Amazon Tyrus Flare. In these 3 warriors, you found different traits based on speed, power, and magic ability. The goal is to exterminate countless underlings on your way to destroy the evil Death Adder, who has kidnapped the king and princess and wields the legendary Golden Axe in his bid to rule the land. Actually, in the Mega Drive version, you get a look at Death Adder's mentor, Deathbringer, who is actually running the show. This is something that was added to some of the home releases in order to pad out what was still an extremely short game. Another option called Duel Mode was also added to the Mega Drive game in order to extend the experience. Here you try to survive against ever more difficult groups of enemies in arena-style battles. As ports go, Golden Axe on the Mega Drive isn't too bad. The action of the arcade game is generally captured here, and the graphics are decent for an early-run Mega Drive title. If there is one major downfall, it's the super basic enemy AI. Each battle can tend to feel exactly like the last, as each group of enemies will react to your tactics in exactly the same ways over and over and over again. It probably goes without saying, but Uchida was a big fan of action movies, particularly Conan the Barbarian, and has gone on record that Golden Axe was his attempt to create a game like that movie. In fact, the various screams in the game were apparently recorded directly from movies like First Blood, Commando, and Conan the Barbarian, though I'm guessing that applies more to the arcade version than the home game. Golden Axe was one of the defining games of the beat-em-up genre, blazing the trail along with the likes of Double Dragon and Capcom's Final Fight. Online arcade database Killer List of Video Games named it one of the top 100 games of all time, and the only entry in the list from the year 1989. Indeed, Sega would return to this well multiple times in the coming years, culminating with the fantastic Streets of Rage series.
Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried about